Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be cooking, but I do know that I'm going to be cooking from whatever I have here at home in my pantry, fridge, freezer, that type of thing, because I have some leftover things that need to be used. I always have cheese in the cheese drawer that needs to be used up, so whatever we cook today may have cheese involved. Just know that ahead of time. I have bits and pieces of things that I've just thrown in the freezer that weren't completely used up, but I didn't want to throw them out. I don't like food waste. But I do have some yeast rolls that are left over that really need to be used up today, if at all possible, or I'm going to have to throw them out. Now I know I could just heat them up and eat them alongside whatever I'm having for dinner. But come on now, what would be the fun in that? I like a good challenge when it comes to cooking in the kitchen. I like to make things that are out of the norm, that make people raise their eyebrows or leave comments telling me that that can't be done, or I shouldn't do it this way, or those type of things. And when I get those comments, they don't bother me. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Let's get in this kitchen and figure out what we're going to be cooking. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a 1, 2, or 3-day video. We'll figure that out along the way too. I don't have much of a plan this week, so here goes. So come on, go with me, and let's go figure this cooking out today. We're going to go do some budget cooking for one. Okay, I'm going to start this off by using these 2 leftover yeast rolls. Now, these are not as soft as they were the day that they were baked, and that's okay, because we're not going to eat them as a roll anyway. So we're going to take this, and we're going to make us some French toast sticks, and we're going to just heat up a couple of these chicken maple sausages. We're going to call that breakfast. Okay, I've got me a skillet back here. I've put me some butter in it, let it melt down. I'm going to take 1 egg, crack it in a bowl. I'm just going to whisk that egg up just a little bit. We're going to add in just a little bit of milk. I'm going to add in probably about, I don't know, a half a teaspoon of vanilla and a little dash of cinnamon. You can also add you in a little sugar or brown sugar. I'm completely out of regular brown sugar, but I'm going to use my monk fruit golden. It is 1-for-1 equivalent to brown sugar. I'll sprinkle us a little bit of that off in there. And just get that all mixed up in your egg and milk. Now I've taken my 2 yeast rolls and I've just cut them into little slices, and we're just going to do it like you would any other French toast. You're going to put it in this egg mixture, get it all nice and coated, and we're going to put it over here in this pan with this melted butter. It's all nice and hot and ready to go. Let me get the rest of these in there. There we go. They all fit in the pan. We're going to give these a couple of minutes to cook on that one side, and then we're going to flip them over. I have flipped them over. I almost let it get away from me. I'm going to add a few sausages just in with it and let those heat up. No sense in dirtying up another pan. Some of these are ready to come out, so we're going to go ahead and put them on this plate. Turn my heat down just a little bit. Here's our finished product. We have some French toast sticks made out of leftover yeast rolls, and I just pulled these out of the fridge. They need to be used up also. So this is going to be breakfast. Let's get some syrup on these French toast sticks and give it a taste. Okay, y'all. We're gonna try the French toast sticks. Now, you may not like yours that done. That's okay. You cook them how you want to. Mine are great this way. Oh, that's good. The chicken maple sausages, these are really good too. All you have to do is just heat them up, and you can heat them up however you want to. Stovetop, microwave, air fryer, oven, doesn't matter. They're good though. Oh yeah. And these little sausages are perfect to go with French toast. So, I'm gonna go eat my yeast roll French toast sticks. I'm just thankful and happy that I didn't have to throw them out. So I'm gonna go eat. Okay, let's make us some lunch. I've pulled me an English muffin out of the freezer. I have a couple of slices of Oven Classic turkey breast deli meat. And I had 3 of these pepper jack cheese slices hanging out of my fridge, so I grabbed one of those. Let's go make an English muffin deli melt with a side of potato chips. Okay, I've got my griddle turned on about 325 degrees, and I have buttered both sides of my English muffin. I'm going to turn these face down. We're going to let those start grilling up. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip the bottom part of this over. And I'm going to take my 2 pieces of deli meat. I've just torn it up into smaller pieces. I'm just going to layer this on that part of my English muffin. And I'm going to add on 1 slice of pepper jack cheese. I'm going to take my top. I'm going to turn it over and make sure, yeah, it's getting toasty on that side. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on the top of this sandwich. I just want the bottom of this English muffin to get nice and toasted and grilled up. I want the cheese to get all nice and melty. Let's give it a flip and see if the bottom is nice and grilled. And it is. So we're going to get the top of this nice and grilled now. So we're going to check this and see if it's ready to come off this griddle. I think it is. Let's get this on a plate. So here's my budget lunch for the day. I have 1 grilled English muffin deli melt with a side of potato chips. Now these are just Boulder Canyon chips. So let's go give this a taste. Okay, we're going to give this sandwich a taste. It looks good, smells good. I bet it's going to be good. This is really good. I didn't want just a plain turkey and cheese sandwich. This is delicious on a grilled English muffin. You got that butter on there. And using the pepper jack cheese instead of just regular American cheese, just put it up a notch. It gives it a little bit of a kick, which I personally like. So there you go. And the chips, of course, they're chips. They're Boulder Canyon. They're really good if you've never tried them. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat. I have got yard work to do today. So I'm gonna start this morning off with just a bowl of cereal so that I can get it eaten quickly and get started on what I need to do. So this is a real day in my life, and this is what happens sometimes. I don't cook every single day, but I'm getting me a generous bowl of Cheerios so that maybe it'll hold me over for just a little while. And now I don't use regular milk except for like with maybe mashed potatoes, bread, cornbread, biscuits, things like that. If I'm eating cereal or I'm going to drink it, it's going to be the unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And this, my friends, is breakfast this morning. Now I know some of you are out there saying, cereal on a budget? Because cereal is way expensive. But now I never pay regular price when I buy cereal. I got this box of cereal for around $1 after the BOGO sale, a digital coupon that attached to it, and money back on Ibotta. So I wound up paying around $1 for this box of cereal. That's why I bought it. It makes a good, quick breakfast for me on days like today when I need to get outside and get that yard work done. So, here's my bowl of cereal. I have people that get upset with me when I don't taste the food, even though it's just cereal. Yep. Good old Cheerios. Okay, next up is a BLT. I've got leftover bacon that needs to be used up. I had part of a head of iceberg lettuce. I have some sliced tomato. We've got our cheese, our bread, mayo, and I'm going to eat some tortilla chips on the side with some homemade smoked salsa that Keith had smoked. I need to get that used up also. I know a lot of people probably think that that is a weird combination with a BLT, but I'm going to tell you something. Tortilla chips heated in the air fryer for just a couple of minutes with some homemade smoked salsa is perfect with this BLT. So let's get this sandwich made. Now I am a mayo on both slices of bread type person. Next, I'm going in with a piece of cheese. Then I'm going to add my lettuce. Now you build yours however you prefer. This is my choice of building a sandwich. I also did not toast my bread. That's just my personal preference with a BLT. I know a lot of people like them toasted. You build yours how you want it. Next, I'm going to add me some tomato. Keith got these at a local farmer's market that we have in our little small town. They have the farmer's market one day a week, and so Keith went down and got us some homegrown fresh tomatoes that were grown probably a couple of miles down the road. I'm going to put 2 on mine. I did take one off. I didn't realize that there were 2 stuck together. So now we have 2. In my opinion, you just cannot have fresh tomato on a sandwich without adding a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Here I've got 3 slices of bacon that we had left over from another meal. So I'm going to be adding all of those onto my sandwich. Now I did heat those up to room temp because I don't like cold bacon. Of course you got to mash it down. There's a delicious BLT, add cheese. So there you go. Got a beautiful BLT, add cheese, with some tortilla chips that were warmed up, and some homemade smoked salsa that I also warmed up because I don't like cold salsa. So I did heat it up to where it's at least room temp. So I'm gonna go eat, and I'll see you at the next meal. I have these boneless, skinless chicken breasts that were in my freezer. I had gotten them on sale at Aldi, as you can see, for 50% off. So I grabbed a couple of packs and stuck them off in the freezer. So it's time to use these. I haven't had chicken breast in a while. The regular price was $6.08, so I paid $3.04 for roughly a little over a pound. Not much, but a little. So I'm going to get these thawed out, and we're going to get them put in the crock pot. Now I've got my little 1.5 quart slow cooker over here, and I'm going to take me a little bit of olive oil and just pour just a little bit off down in here. Now you could spray it with a non-stick cooking spray if you'd like. I just prefer not to. I'm just going to take this oil and I'm just going to grease the inside of this crock. Okay, I've got my 2 chicken breasts here. I have trimmed them of any ick that was on there. And I'm going to season both sides. So the seasoning that I'm using is Meat Church Holy Voodoo, and I am going to be adding some black pepper because this does not have any black pepper in it. This does, however, have salt, brown sugar, paprika, dehydrated garlic, dehydrated jalapeno, dehydrated onion. So this is a really good seasoning. Multi-purpose, if you ask my opinion, but it's going to be really good in this dish. So I'm going to go ahead and just season it really well. I'm going to add some black pepper, just because I like black pepper, and I'm going to flip them over. Do the other side the same way. Once I have them nice and seasoned, I'm going to take them and I'm going to lay them in my little crock pot. Now you can use a bigger crock pot if you want to, but this little 1.5 quart, I think that's what size this is. That's big enough for the 2 chicken breasts that I need to cook. Now next I'm going to add me just a couple of little pats of butter in here. And a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Now you can mix all this stuff in a bowl and then pour it in if you want to, but I don't see no sense in all that. I'm just going to pour me some right off in there. Now, don't get mad at me because there's not a written recipe in the description box, because I'm not following a recipe. I'm just in my kitchen cooking. Next, you want to add your favorite barbecue sauce. Mine happens to be Sticky Fingers, the sweet and smoky. You're just going to pour however much you want off in there. Now I'm going to start with that. I may add some later before the cooking time is finished, but we're going to start right here. Next, I'm going to pop a lid on it. I'm going to turn that on high. And I'm going to let that cook for about 3 hours. I'll check back with you then. It's been 3 hours. We're going to check our chicken. Oh, that looks really good. I've got my little thermometer here. My little meat thermometer. So I'm going to put this in the largest chicken breast to see if this chicken's done. Oh yes, it's very done. Okay, we just need it at 165. So I'm going to put the lid back on this for now, and I'm going to turn it off, and it's going to remain hot while I get the rest of my dinner going, which is going to consist of some rice and some air fried squash. My rice is in the process of cooking. It's just minute rice, so I'm not going to show you that. But we're going to be making some air fryer southern fried squash. You want to take some squash. I have about a half of a squash right here because I don't need the whole thing for my dinner tonight. And I may want to cook the rest of it a different way. So I just cut it in half and I sliced it in just little thin slices. I've got me some all-purpose flour on the plate with it. In this bowl right here, I have about a half a cup of milk and about a half a tablespoon of cornstarch that is just mixed into it. And in this bowl over here, I have some cornmeal mix. And we're going to add some spices to it. Now to my cornmeal mix right here, I'm going to add some of this grated parmesan. Season with your heart. Onion powder. Garlic powder, and black pepper. I will leave you a recipe in the description box for the air fryer southern fried squash. Now I'm going to be using one of these air fryer liners in my air fryer, and thank you to the multiple viewers that suggested magnets. I had no idea that they actually made a magnet specifically for an air fryer, but they do. And these things are wonderful. It just holds that thing in there, just pretty as you please, and it doesn't allow for your liner to move around. Now, mine's not in there perfect, but I don't care. Nothing I do is perfect. So that's just me. I am going to take a little bit of olive oil and I am going to spray that liner just a little bit. Now you do want to mix your cornmeal up with your spices. I forgot to do that now. Yes, I'm using my finger. It's okay. I'm the only one eating this. Okay, so we've got our little line up, and you want to take your squash and you want to dip it into your flour. Then run it through your milk and cornstarch bath. And then you're going to dip it into your cornmeal. And you want to coat it really well in your cornmeal. And then you're going to lay it in your air fryer. Now you want a single layer when you're doing this. You don't want to bunch them up. If you need to do them in batches, then do them in batches. But you're going to do flour, milk, and cornmeal. Put it in the air fryer. Let me get the rest of these coated. Okay, here's what they look like. We're going to close this air fryer up. We're going to set it on 400 degrees and cook these for 8 to 10 minutes. See you then. I did forget one important thing. I caught myself, so let's get this done. You want to take some kind of oil. You can use a non-stick cooking spray. I've got olive oil, and you just want to squirt these down on the top side. Now we're going to cook them on 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. So halfway through, you want to take your squash and you want to turn it over. You're going to spray the other side with your cooking spray or your olive oil, whatever you're using. I'll spray mine really good. Pop it back in for the remainder of the time. I actually cooked this a little longer. It cooked for a total of 13 minutes because I wanted mine a little browner than what it was coming out. I wanted to make sure it was nice and crispy. So we're going to get this put on the plate. Got my rice on here. Let me get the rest of them on there. Then we'll get our chicken. And I'm even going to have some sliced tomato.
Now I'm going to get the smaller of these two chicken breasts because I do have this other food on my plate. That's the smaller of the two. I want some of that juice on there. I'm going to put some of that juice on my rice. Now I'm going to use that other chicken breast over the next couple of days to fix multiple meals with it. Let's go get our sliced tomato. I've got me some tomato on my plate, and I've got to have me a little salt and pepper on those. If you've got homegrown tomatoes, you've got to have some salt and pepper on them. They are so good. Now let's go give this dinner a taste. Okay, y'all. This is a delicious looking dinner. Now that's just one serving of rice, my tomatoes, one small chicken breast, boneless, skinless, and a half of a squash. So we're going to try the squash first. Okay. That is the first time I've ever cooked air fryer squash. And I must say, that is very good. That is really, really good. I will definitely make this in the air fryer again. A lot less messy than frying it on the stove, and a lot healthier for you. Not to mention, it didn't heat my kitchen up. So now for the chicken. This was cooked in the crock pot. It's just barbecue crock pot chicken. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that's good. And again, didn't heat the kitchen up. Now for the rice. Now it was cooked on the stovetop, but it's minute rice. So the stovetop was on long enough to bring the water to a boil, and then it was turned off. So there again, did not heat the kitchen up. I did put some of the sauce from the chicken on top of my rice. Now, of course, I can't forget the homegrown tomato. Got to give that a taste. There is nothing like a homegrown tomato. Oh, they are so good. They smell so good. You can smell them before you even cut them open. That's when you know it's going to be good. And you know, in the winter time, you want a tomato. And a lot of times I just pass them by because I know they're just old hothouse tomatoes. And they don't have much flavor to them. They taste kind of like cardboard. But these right here, they are homegrown, right down the road from where we live. Fresh off a farm. So, So on that note, I'm going to go eat. I'll see y'all later. Okay, I'm going to take some of the leftover barbecue chicken and the rest of my squash. And I'm going to throw some frozen peppers and onions in. And we're going to use a couple of these. We're going to make us some barbecue chicken veggie tacos. Stay with me. This is going to be good. Now I took the piece of squash that I had and I cut it in half lengthwise, and I scooped the seeds out. That way it won't be so watery. But then I took half of it and I just cut it in little strips. So I'm going to put that in this pan back here that's got some oil in it. And I'm going to go ahead and put some of my pepper and onion blend in. I do believe I'm going to add a little bit more onion in, fresh onion. Now I've got some of my shredded barbecue chicken in a bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of my barbecue sauce to it. I'm just going to kind of mix that up in there. And I'm going to put this in the microwave to get it heated up a little bit because it is straight out of the refrigerator. And I'm going to put the rest of this squash back in the refrigerator, and we'll get a third meal out of that one squash. Now, of course, you can heat your chicken up in the skillet with the veggies if you want to do it that way. I just prefer not to do it that way. So I want to get these veggies and onions cooked with just a slight crisp on them. I'm going to add a little salt to my veggies. And a little bit of black pepper. My veggies are looking done. I have some oil heating up in another pan back here on the stove. And we're going to get ready to put these together. I'm going to turn these veggies off. Now I have 2 corn tortillas right here. I've heated them up. And I'm going to load them up. I'm going to layer them both with some chicken on the bottom. Next, we're going to go in with some of our veggies. Oh, these veggies look so good. Next, I'm going to put a little bit of mild white cheddar in mine. And if these are too thick to fold up, I'm about to turn them into a quesadilla. I think we're going to be just fine. Some of the stuff may fall out. That's okay. All right, let's get these in some oil. These are looking really good. I think these are ready. Let's see if we can get them on a plate. Got me a paper towel lined plate. Yeah, just about let it go too long. Yeah, let's get this other one out. Okay, I'm going to let them drain on the paper towel for just a minute. And there you go. You can eat yours as is or doctor it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with a little bit of barbecue sauce since it is a barbecue chicken taco. And I'm also going to add on a little bit of ranch. Okay, y'all, let's give these barbecue chicken veggie tacos a taste. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. This is delicious, even with the extra crispy on the back. Those veggies inside that, with that barbecue chicken, oh my goodness. That's good. Okay, well, I'm gonna go eat my tacos. Okay, y'all, let's make something yummy this time. I still have some cheesecake mix left. Let's make a couple of chocolate peanut butter cheesecake taquitos. Sounds pretty good to me. Let's go. Now you want to take some of your cheesecake mix, about, oh, I don't know, half a cup. I think we're going to call that good. Now I've got probably about a tablespoon and a half of peanut butter in this little bitty bowl, and I'm going to pop it in the microwave and I'm going to melt it down. This should do right here. I just needed it a little more pourable than it was, but I didn't need it hot. So you're going to pour it off in your cheesecake mix. Now you want to get you some chocolate chips. We're just going to pour some off in there. That looks good. Then you just want to get all this mixed up. There you go. This next step is optional, but I highly suggest it. You're going to take a little bit of butter, 1 to 2 tablespoons, melt it down in the microwave, and we're going to get us some cinnamon sugar ready. Okay, you want to get you a couple of flour tortillas. You want to take your cheesecake mixture and somewhat close to the edge, you want to put you a couple of spoons of your cheesecake mixture on there. Now I just made enough for 2. You can easily double this. I'll leave a recipe in the description box, and I think the recipe is actually for 4. And I just cut it down. So you just want to take it and just roll it up as tight as you can. Just like that. Let me get this other one rolled. I had just enough for mine. And once you get them rolled, you want to take your melted butter and you want to brush the entire outside of your taquitos on all sides. So we're going to flip them over. We're going to do the other side. Now once you get them brushed with butter, you want to take your cinnamon sugar mixture. I put mine on a plate, and then you want to roll it in there. I guess I should have got a bigger plate. It'd be alright. We're just going to roll it all in that. And then you're going to place these seam side down in your air fryer or in your oven. You do it how you want to do it. Okay, I've got mine in the air fryer. I'm going to close it up. We're going to turn it on 350 degrees for about 6 to 8 minutes. Now here's what mine are looking like 10 minutes later. I did turn mine on for an additional 2 minutes simply because I did not preheat my air fryer, and I should have. So this is what they're looking like. I'm going to let them sit there for just a minute, and then we're going to get them out and top it with some chocolate syrup and give it a taste. Okay, y'all, I've got it on a plate. I've got me some chocolate syrup. We're just going to drizzle us some chocolate syrup over them. Now you can top these with whipped topping if you want to. Any kind of nuts. Just whatever you want to top them with. Cookie crumbles, or leave them like this, or just leave them plain. They're going to be good any which way you do them. Alright, we're going to give one of these chocolate peanut butter cheesecake taquitos a taste. I've got one of them cut in 2 so you can see the inside of it also. They are nice and crispy. You can see that filling in there. Looks delicious. Let's give it a taste. It's still hot, by the way. This is absolutely delicious. You don't have to put the cinnamon sugar, but I do highly recommend it. Tastes delicious. I'm gonna go eat my taquito. I'm sure they probably should have been rolled a little tighter, but I'm no expert. So I rolled them the best that I could. They're cooked up, they're delicious, so that part doesn't even matter. I'm gonna go eat. These will also be good if they're chilled. Just put them in the fridge. Eat them cold. You don't even have to put them in the air fryer if you don't want to, or the oven. Just mix it up, roll it up, and stick them in the fridge for a nice cool treat late in the afternoon or sometime after dinner. Okay, y'all, I'm going to close this video out right here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please go give it a like, share the video, and leave me a comment below. Let me know which one was your favorite meal. I'll see you in the next video.